Alright, this is the second video on working with SQL Azure. And when we left off, I think we were on the second to the last slide. And we had an error when we were connecting, which is par for the course. Let's go take a look. Let's open. So we've got here's our SQL Azure page, Windows Azure really. So we want to go to Manage. I'm already logged in. Log it into our portal someday. Maybe. I've got a fast pipe too. Alright, so take a look here. We had an error message when we last left. Well, you know what we can do? Let's open up Management Studio. Now when we connect, oh look, we've got it. We've got our from our previous attempt. So here we go. We've got the Windows Azure. All right, 4-part server name, and this is standard here. Azure connection. All right, so let's see what we get when we try to connect with this. All right, so well, the first thing is we need SQL Server authentication, and we need to use a password, and username. So let's do that. Let's remember him, and let's see what we get. And again, another one. Let's just say. So this first error message says you can't connect to our server, which is this is our Azure server with this IP address. So what we need to do is let's hope this is open. Here is our Windows Azure portal page, and as you can see down here on the left-hand side, it's got this little database icon here when we click that. And that takes us to our SQL Azure database jumping off point. So right here, when we click on, we've got a 3-month free trial, we click on the server, and you can see we've got some firewall rules. And you can see our message right here. It said, can't get to Azure with this IP address, right? It's not allowed to access the server. So let's change that. See what our little IP address is, right? Firewall rules. Let's add. Pull this up here. Let's bring that back. What is that? A Java update? No. Nope. Let's pull here. So where is it? Portal page. There we go. And now we're going to add. Call this rule 3 because I am inventive. We want to add the IP address that tells us that it can't get to 190, 194, 94, 176, and again, that's the range. That's all the range we want to give it. This particular machine. All right, so we've added our firewall rules here. You can see we have 4 of these IP addresses. Now let's see what we get if we try to connect again. And we're in. Well, that's good news, right? We only had one error message before we could connect using Management Studio to our SQL Azure instance. We are now in the cloud. Pretty cool stuff. Here's some logins, management. And here is my only database. All right. Connection information. Pretty cool. Can we right click and go new query? And let's take a look at, I don't know how many tables here we have. Let's see. We can see down here we've got, I love this yellow bar. We've got our connection right here, right? Name of the server. So let's do a select all from. All right, no, does not make it better. It's already fine. Sales order details, sure. Drag it over, and it's empty. All right, well, let's drag something else out. Just a product description, maybe. I don't know. Did I populate any of these? Ooh, cool. All right, so we have data, we have tables, we are connected, And you can see here is, let's bring back our portal. Let's blow the portal up. Let's take a look at this. Close the firewall rules. And we've got a whole bunch of information here about our databases. Again, this is, as you can see here, this top ribbon is very similar to the whole Office series, Outlook, Excel. Right? It's ribbon oriented. All right, let's go take a look at where were we. All right, so we connected. We got an error message. We fixed it. All right, so let's go. What was my last thing here? All right, let's. Well, it's the last slide, so I don't think I have to blow this up. Let's just say. All right, once the rule is added, we go to retry. Yep, just make sure it's supposed to select to see what's going on, and we are in. And that is all there is to it, to connecting to our cloud.